Graduate Baseball Studies, the GBS Podcast.
All right, so welcome to the first ever episode of the GBS Podcast. We are here with Coach Nate Thompson, the hitting coach for the Arkansas Razorbacks. How's it going, Coach?
Doing all right, Vincent. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. So this is Vincent, and we got Juan here. It's my co-host. Juan, how you doing?
Yeah, hey there, guys. Doing pretty good myself. Definitely was excited to talk to Coach Thompson. Wanted to ask you real quick, Coach. So after you played with Dallas Baptist, I just want to know, like, after you were done playing and that kind of wrapped up, just like how soon did you know you wanted to get into coaching?
Oh yeah, no, I knew I was going to get into coaching before I even got done playing. Actually, at the advice of my older brother, who's a coach as well, longtime Division I coach, and currently at McLennan Community College. His name's Mitch Thompson. He told me, I should go to the ABCA convention, which was in Nashville that year, and just meet a bunch of people. And so that was really great. Did that, and this has always been something I've been wanting to do, and thankful for the opportunity to do it. And it's a fun way to make a living.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. I'm sure it's been, a hell of a journey. And so I just want to ask you like that, like how has that journey been? I mean, you've gotten to bounce around the country a lot and help a handful of different programs find, great success. So just like, what are some of the things that kind of stood out about those different places you've been in your career?
Oh yeah, no, everywhere you go, there's an opportunity to learn, and each different level has their own, sets of unique challenges. And so, was able to be in a position where, finish up playing and start as a student assistant coach at Dallas Baptist. That was great. And then moved on to be a graduate assistant at a Division II school in Kansas called Fort Hays State. Did that for a year, and then was able to get back into the Division I level as a volunteer coach at the University of Nebraska, and then be a part of that and be around, guys at the Big 12 level, and then was able to go into junior college and coach at the junior college level. So, it just gives you more experience, and it makes you appreciate the game and understand where other people are at, where they're working as well.
For sure. I mean, so I guess specifically, obviously, Coach Van Horn he's a legend. So, I mean, has there been what has kind of really stood out to you about working with him and kind of the whole experience and culture at Arkansas? What makes that so special?
Yeah, well, yeah, it absolutely just starts with him. I mean, everything. And, all he does is win, man, and create great teams and develop great players. And, you look at his track record, from dating all the way back to his days at, Texarkana Junior College. And like I said, all the guy does is win. And so, he's a guy that every day when I come to the office, I just trying to pick something up from him all the time and, enjoy working with. And, I think one of the things that I'm learning more and more from him is he lets you work, and he really trusts you, and we communicate well as a staff, and just that leadership that he provides. And honestly, the way he, trusts his players too, is really neat because, coaching at this level in the SEC, there's a lot of eyes on everything, and he, he has a lot of poise in the moment, and, just the whole thing though, his leadership's incredible.
Yeah, so we're actually both based out here in LA, and I think a lot of people don't realize just how huge SEC baseball is down there. I mean, we've got some good programs, but we don't have the kind of the fan bases that you guys have down there.
Yeah, it's it's the fans just are crazy about baseball down here, so it's a lot of fun. No matter whether you're at home or on the road, you're playing great competition. The SEC leads the country in draft picks pretty much year in, year out. And so you're facing great players in great environments with a lot of fans. And the difference between winning and losing a lot of times is one pitch, one play per game. And so
right.
It makes it a lot of fun, and everything matters, and so it's a fun place to be.
So I guess then just a little bit to transition kind of into this season. Obviously, I mean having the season banged, that sucks for everybody. But was there maybe like one specific guy who you just really you really felt for, like maybe a guy who you felt was about to break out, or somebody was trending in the right direction, you really hurt for the kid?
Yeah, we had a few different guys. I mean, obviously, the main one everybody probably thinks of is Heston Kjerstad, because just the numbers he was currently putting up, the kind of a caliber player he's been for his entire career at Arkansas. He's a guy that I feel like if the season had been allowed to play out, I mean, who knows what kind of numbers he could have put up, and so that would have been fun to see. I feel like Casey Martin was just starting to get going and get rolling and play well, and I know he wasn't pleased with how he'd performed early, but so it was a bummer because, like I said, he was just starting to get hot, and
Right.
I think he would have put up a great year and had great numbers as well. And yeah, I can just go on down through the line. I think Casey Opitz had more extra base hits through 16 games than he did through the entire year prior, and he was going to put up big numbers offensively as well, and continue to be a great catcher behind the plate. And that would have benefited him. And Christian Franklin was having a big year. It's really just for everybody. Braden Webb was starting to roll a little bit. Matt Goodhart. And I'm just talking about the hitters right now. So Robert Moore was doing some special things. Jacob Nesbitt. I think Cole Austin would have gotten hot and would have provided some punch for us. So really everybody, if you take a look at it. But I guess Kjerstad, just not being able to finish the year is the one probably everybody thinks about. But I think Casey Opitz and Casey Martin are right there as well.
Yeah. So then I guess kind of going along with that, the next thing that is kind of affected, the next domino to me seems like with the draft being shorter, you might have, I don't know if it's less guys entering with only 5 rounds and then the way the bonuses are. But then maybe I think part that people don't think about is, are there going to be more high school kids who we would have seen going pro who now could end up on campus? And has that, I mean, obviously as a coach, you like having all the talent you can get, but has that kind of caused some difficulties for you, especially as head of recruiting?
The fact that everybody got a year back really didn't affect Arkansas because we only had one senior, and so it wasn't a situation like some other programs I know of that were able to bring back 6, 7, 8 seniors, as 5th-year players suddenly. So that wasn't an issue as far as our roster goes. Now, the 5-round draft is probably going to allow us to keep anywhere from, 4 to 5 or even 6 players, and keep them in our program for either a year or obviously get them to campus more than maybe before, So it's going to absolutely, infuse talent into the college game,
Yeah.
and but they're looking at trying to relax some roster limits and things like that. The NCAA is to allow us to keep everything and treat people fairly. So it's a different time, and I think the NCAA did a great thing by giving everybody a year back, because why should anybody lose a year? If the whole country broke their leg at the same time, they'd all get a medical 16 games in. That's just the way it is.
No, for sure.
And so we all get a medical this year, basically, or in some, we all get the COVID waiver. So
Right.
I think it's just for the guys that are continuing to work, they'll come out of this better, and the programs that are continuing to work are going to come out of this better. And I think we just got to continue to focus on controlling what we can control.
Right. So have you had a lot of stressed out kind of parents and kids? Have they all been kind of relying on you guys pretty heavily to answer some of those questions, or for the most part has it been has everybody been able to kind of, I mean, you can't completely take this in stride, but as best as they can?
I think, I mean, as far as our communication level with our players, I think it's been really good, and just an understanding of where they're at and what they're thinking, and how it relates to professional baseball or the draft or their future. I feel bad for the guys just missing out on just the normal progression of things, and for our incoming 2020s to be able to go to their high school graduation and obviously play their last year of high school baseball and finish that out with a bang and see if they can go win a state championship and compete.
Yeah.
And I hate it for our our juniors who are going to be signing professionally that they didn't get the chance to lead this team to Omaha for a third year in a row. So. But as is life, there's things you can control and things you can't, and all you can do is try to make the best of them.
Definitely. And so then, kind of back on the recruiting side of it, with the recruiting dead period pushed back, are you able to still have contact with kids that are already committed, maybe verbally, like if they've got questions? Because I'd imagine a lot of these kids, nobody really has a great idea of what's going on, but I'm sure they're questioning, like, is there going to be roster space for me? Is there going to be the kind of things I thought I would have in terms of playing time? And has that been something that you've been able to has the NCAA been good with working with you guys on that?
Yeah, we've been able to address those things, and certainly, this has caused a little bit of an unforeseen, obviously nobody had a crystal ball on the coronavirus and how it would affect college baseball this year, but I think the NCAA is trying to do things that are going to make it work, and we've just been in communication with those guys and being honest with them, and just trying to stay in touch with them, and all those good things. So, yeah.
So then, do you guys have kind of a timeline right now in terms of when you might be able to get guys back on campus working out and stuff like that? Or if not, do you think that's something that could be coming up kind of in the future?
I think the NCAA just yesterday, and the SEC as well, came out with, they're going to allow, sounds like June 1st, for football and a lot of other spring sport or fall sports, the opportunity to get going again and be on campus and train, with whether it's in the weight room or with as a skill player. So, hopefully sometime in July things can move in that direction for the spring sports. I think it will. And that's going to be, a good thing, considering, baseball is one of those games where guys they need to have the opportunity to train and need the opportunity to be as healthy and ready as they can, come fall ball, because that's going to be a really important time, because we haven't been able to play in such a long time. And
right.
And everybody's development right now in the game of baseball is, honestly, as much as they're trying to train as on their own as they can with what they have, it's lagging behind, because they're not able to play baseball right now. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean, especially like that, without summer ball, guys aren't getting that experience of going to the Cape, going playing in the Northwoods League. I mean, wherever they were going to go. So. Right. Take out, could be 40 games for some of these guys. They play a lot.
No doubt. It's a big deal. It's a big thing.
So that's pretty much everything we had. Before we let you go, we wanted to do just kind of a little fun question. You as a hitting coach, it's an MLB question for you here.
Okay.
So we got you're managing. It's Game 7 of the World Series, tie game, bottom of the ninth. We want to know your 3 guys that you want due up to go and win you that championship.
Oh man.
It could be all time if you want, whoever. It's a little bit of a tough one.
Who do I want coming to the plate? And you said it was a tie game?
Tie ball game, yeah.
Okay. Oh man. I mean, you could about pick any Hall of Famer you wanted to get you there. Trying to think of who would be like just the best on base guy ever to get your inning kicked off.
Yeah.
I'll say this: when I was going to college and playing in high school and everything, that was when Bonds was just must-see TV. And every time he'd come to the plate, it was like, you got to watch this. And it was just remarkable how, every time he either hit the ball really hard or he walked. It seemed like.
For sure.
And so, you could waste a whole night watching 4 at-bats and watch him walk 4 times. But if they threw him something to hit, he wasn't going to miss it. And so,
No way.
somebody like him, I'd say, like Albert Pujols back when he was, in his prime was one of the all-time greatest. And I'm trying to think who else. I mean, really, how can you go wrong with some of the players,
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'd have to say Bonds, and we're gonna play for power. Okay, we're gonna go Bonds and Pujols, and I suppose I'd go like just the Babe. And forget it.
One of those guys will get it.
I don't know. One of those guys that hit the ball out of the park, I'd like to think. So
For sure. I mean, they have to pitch to Bonds. You can't walk the leadoff guy.
You can't walk Bonds to get to Pujols. So.
No way. Pretty good chance the game ends with Bonds right there.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, it's been a real pleasure having you on. We really appreciate you joining.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no. Thanks for having me on, guys. Look forward to seeing how things continue to grow here. Appreciate it.
Really appreciate
The
it.
GBS Podcast.
All right, and that's our show for today. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us. You can find us on Twitter @GradBaseball for more. We think it's great content. Also, keep your eye out for podcasts and YouTube videos. We hope to have a lot more stuff coming for you in the future. Take care.